So Enrico, why would people want to come and train with us? Who are we? How can we say who we are, and why people would want to come and train with us in Sydney this year?
Because we are marvelous. We coming from this, both of us. I know Suzanne. We know Suzanne for a while, for a couple of years now, and we are really coming from our heart. We don't just do things because come to our training, we make some money, goodbye. For us, it's really nurturing people that are believing in what we believe, that is mBRAINing. I'm talking for myself, but I believe that for you it's the same, if not even more than me. mBRAINing changed my life deeply, completely. Coming from NLP trainer, and then I discovered mBRAINing. mBRAINing completely changed my life. And that is what I transfer to people. You know, in my trainings I really give, it's about my heart. So when you come to one of our trainings, myself or Suzanne, we really come from the heart. It's not just about give you information, give you a piece of paper, goodbye, see you later. It's really bring you in a community that will give you really a support that is more about information. It's more about heart. It's really connecting. It's about connection. I'm connecting with you because I really want you to use this instrument, because this instrument, mBRAINing, is sensational. In this book, we have a chapter 9. Okay, so when we invite people to come to our trainings, it's about really asking yourself, when you became a trainer, when you became a coach, you had in mind a chapter 9. You had in mind some information that how you wanted to transfer this mBRAINing to the world. Okay, the trainings, so becoming a trainer gives you really even more tools. Even what you get from the trainings is understanding why you use a foundational sequence, why you use this step in the very moment, why in a certain moment of the 4 days of the coaching set you say something, or you show a slide, or you draw your flip chart, why you put something in there, why some flip charts are repeated 2-3 times in the 4 days, you know, or you understand all these things. Wow, what kind of difference you will make in people, you know, connecting all this knowledge on your knowledge and expanding that to people. This is what is for me.
What can they expect from us in the room? They're going to be in the room with us for 6 days, 6 long days. So some intensive training where they're going to get insight into themselves and their chapter 9 and all the skills they need to be able to walk out of that room on day 6 and go and be an exquisite mBIT trainer. What can they expect from us in that 6 days?
It's a good question. There's a lot of things. I can see you smiling, because the first thing that I can expect is joy. The first word that comes really to my awareness is joy. It's an environment that is joyful. You know, we nurture. We are, you know, we have this like a female energy of nurturing people. So we are able to create for you the environment when you feel really totally at ease, like you were in your own house. Wow. The learning process will be, I believe, natural, and will be really enhancing the learning process. So I believe that mainly what we can give, you know, it's not just information. Then she's been living mBRAINing deeply. I know that mBRAINing changed her life deeply, 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 deeply. So we are not just been living mBRAINing. You're not just coming to get information. It's, you know, so if you're happy to go in a place where you feel good, comfortable, man, you're craving information. And the craving information means that what we'll share with you will really retain on the 3 brains. We stuck on you more, because it's like you became immediately, what I want to say is that you became like part of the family immediately. As soon as you come in the room, you're there. You're part already of the family. Because when I see someone that is step up and say, okay, I mean, wow, I give you everything I can, because for me is a sign that you committed in taking this mBRAINing and expanding mBRAINing and taking mBRAINing in the world. So finding an environment when you really feel supported and nurtured is after the 6 days, you say, oh my God, it's finished. I would have liked another couple of days.
I'm all for fun, absolutely all for fun. And alongside that fun and authenticity,
yes,
we promised to bring our real selves into that room, and all the investment in learning that we've made over the years to share in the fullest way that we can, so that we will give you everything we can, everything we know, to set you up for success, so that when you leave on day 6, you absolutely are ready, confident, able, capable, and equipped to go and do your first training, basically.
Yeah.
So I think there's something about authenticity and just some reassurance. It's not about information, it's not about facts, but, and it's a deliberate but, you know, we have spent many, many hours learning about embraining at a much deeper way, a much deeper level. And you don't need to do all of that because we've done it for you.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been working with Grant very closely for several years now. He has, you know, given us the privilege of stepping up as master trainers. And yeah, we want to share that with you. We find it an absolute privilege. One thing that does come to mind for me is, who do I want in the room? And who I want in the room is people who are passionate about being their best selves and their real selves in whatever world they're going to go back out into, whether it's health, business, education, community, whatever that is. If someone comes in who shows me that they're serious and they want to take this to the best level they can take it to, then like you know, that support is there for life. It's not a case of ending on day 6. It's there forever. Yeah. But yeah, I don't want people in the room who are a little bit curious or, you know, a bit bored and don't quite know what to do with themselves. I want people who have made a conscious decision to come into that room because they care about embraining, and they know already from their own experience the power embraining can have. And they want to share that out and serve other people. That's the sort of person I want in the room with us. So in terms of, people may not know us as individuals because they may not have trained with us.
Yeah.
Who are you as a person?
I'm a very, very, first thing that comes to me, I'm a male, that cry. And this is already something that people say, do you cry? So, yeah, I cried, yeah. I got emotional in watching a cartoon with my kids. I got emotional in watching and see someone doing something extraordinary, winning some sports event, something that really expressed the higher potential of that person. Let's put it this way. When I see someone that is really exceeding, that really expressing themselves as the best they can be, that takes me really very emotional. And I'm never being shy to show that. That's where I am. That doesn't make me weak, just make me more human, I believe. And I'm very empathic. I love people. I love to connect with people. My mission has been, and this has been my problem in life for many years, that I was always thinking about others, you know, help others. For me, really, I put people first. If you call me in the middle of the night with a problem, I'll wake up and listen to you. So who I am is people, is my heart is leading me more than this one, more than my gut sometimes. I'm passionate what I do. I really would like in my dream to see the world transform. This is another key important thing. I really want people that come to the trainer trainings, people that are really committed in applying the stuff, applying the tools, learning. How you learn if you don't apply? It's just information. You get a book, read, okay, good book, oh, it was fun, good, yeah. When you start applying the stuff as a trainer, you start applying what you're learning in coaching others, in training others, then what the change happens, where really they understand the embodying is like embodying the knowledge in you. You don't come to the room if you're really committed. Come to the room if you're really connected with your heart, if you're really connected with what do you want to do in life, if you really want to really expand chapter 9, whatever is your chapter 9 in the world, that's the place for you, because you will learn really the behind the scenes of this book. And when you understand that, oh wow, so all the information will get even bigger, and more understanding here, and more understanding here, and more understanding down there, it makes you acting.
Who am I? Who am I then? So for people who don't know me, I have a very different background from Enrico. And I think that is what will make the combination of Enrico and I in the room just so perfect, because we complement each other. I started off life as a health professional. I was a diagnostic radiographer. My passion was around the trauma field, so I loved nothing better than to be called into a resource room, not knowing what you were going to be faced with, and, you know, listening to all the news over the last few days, the incidents in London. I kind of came alive in those trauma environments and adapted and worked at speed, and I kind of loved that role. My desire to have a greater impact than the little team that I work with took me into education. And so for most of my working life, I've actually worked as a geeky academic, 25 plus years, 10 of those years as an associate professor in health and social care. And so I actually do love the depth of detail, research, evidence base that underpins mBraining. Mm-hmm. So while I love everything you've spoken about, Enrico, and the entrainment and the embodiment and the natural use of this in everyday life, for me, part of the credibility of it is being able to say, this is where it comes from, this is how we know this. And I'm not sure that I would have got involved if that hadn't been there. So I guess what I bring is a little bit more of that research base, a little bit more of the academia behind it if people want it. It's not the focus of the course by any stretch, but it brings that credibility into the room so that if people need to know that it's there. And I bring me as a real human being that I think some people can see, I don't know, they can see titles and they can see worldly measures and think, oh, she's got life sorted and everything's fine and life must be rosy. Life's rosy, but not because of the environment around me. Life's rosy because mBraining has taught me how to perceive life in a different way, and has taught me to really take responsibility for my response to issues, environment, people.
Great point.
And so for me, I guess what I bring is the real me. I will bring myself as I am, as a learner, as someone who the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. Someone who is on that journey with you, who is still learning to use mBraining in different ways and at deeper depths. So every time I do the master coach, I learn something new about myself, something else, another layer that I need to chip away at and gently embrace and nurture to understand me more, and to get rid of those layers that society says I should be this, that, and the other in order to be acceptable, and learning to go right back to actually just accepting me for who I am. The important thing for me is that I'm on that journey learning who I am, and therefore through knowing who I am, how I can give more back out into the world. Yeah. So I think the combination of us, your massive heart,
fantastic,
you know, mind, head and gut.
I'm a trainer, and as Suzanne said before, you come from really a heart space. You don't come just from a head space. The learning and the growth in you would be sensational.
We see that in the room when we see people come in who are already successful coaches. Yeah. They may even have training businesses that are not mBIT related. And we just see them stepping up and finding themselves in a new way in those 6 days. And they walk out, they look different, they walk different, they talk different. That's why I do what I do, because I love seeing that transformation in people. I think it's the most humbling and privileged position to be a guide on that journey for them, and then kind of wish them well as they walk out that door, knowing that they're then ever connected to you and that you'll be part of their ongoing journey and support if they choose to be, you know, involved. I say, when I talk about my coaching, I say I'm not a therapist. Yeah. I work with successful people to make them even more successful. Yeah. And in terms of training mBIT trainers, I don't want to work with the people who are stuck, who don't know what they want to do, who don't feel they're very good. I want to work with the trainers who are already very good at what they do, but want to take themselves to the next level. That's who I want to have in the room for those 6 days. Yeah. Yeah. And I'd really encourage anyone that's not sure, anyone who's listening to this who says, oh, I don't know, is it right for me, isn't it right for me? Give one of us a call.
Exactly.
Give us a call or a Skype and talk it through. Allow us to just gently offer you back some mBraining questions so you can check out for yourself whether it's the right place for you. We only want people in that room who know that it's the right decision for them. Okay, we're going to be changing the location back to Sydney.
Yes. Yeah, we go back to Sydney. The idea was to go to Melbourne. For some reason, we had a chat this morning, and we decided that Sydney is a beautiful town, and there's not much happening as coaching and branding things, apart from my little groups and branding hubs and other stuff. But we really want to give this possibility to Sydney. And I have in mind, just said this to Suzanne this morning, there's a possibility to get the room for the training in a branch of the university in Sydney, and they will have also, they have accommodation as well.
Time's going to fly by, absolutely. So we would really love to hear from you, preferably this week, if not next week. If you want to join us, please let us know. Have a Skype call, get on the phone, whatever you need to do to answer your questions. And at the end of June, it will be clear whether or not the time is ready for Australia to have its next trainers training cohort. We really hope that is the case. We believe it is the case. We think that we've had enough people say to us that they want it, that we're stepping up and providing this course for you. Now we really need to see the response from coaches to see whether or not we've got it right, basically. So get in touch with us and let us know really by the end of next week at the latest whether or not you plan to join us, and we'll do everything that we can to support you in that.
At least we have time to get ready and give you a superstar show that will be transform your life as a trainer and coach forever. And keep in touch, please. Thank you for your time. Thank you for you guys for listening to all this long conversation. Hopefully give you some more idea of what to expect. You see these two faces. We'll have experience of Suzanne and myself live, physically live, and see these two things interacting together. And hopefully it will be a good interaction for you to maybe model, to learn something and say, wow, I would like to be like that. Easy, just come in the room, learn, it would be fun.
Yeah, come in the room as yourself, go as a better version of yourself, and learn to do mBrain in your way, mBrain in training your way.
Yeah. So with that said, guys, please keep in touch.